Welcome to Macabrathon. Over the month of October, I'm going to be releasing as many videos as possible, talking about creepy, spooky, and weird stuff in games and real life. I thought there'd be no better way to kick things off than a game from my childhood that I hold very dear to my heart. Released in 2001 for the GameCube, it was a major departure for Nintendo. Instead of launching their brand new console with another Mario game, they graced us with a surreal but lighthearted title with the plumber's brother at the helm. Being as I was born a couple years after release, I experienced most GameCube games thanks to my brother already having owned and played them, Luigi's Mansion being no exception. Despite the extremely short runtime, I don't remember ever actually having beaten the game. I probably spent hours just getting lost and soaking in the atmosphere of the mansion, and probably very scared. Before the era of Slender Man, Five Nights at Freddy's, and whatever is popular now, kids my age didn't have any real experience with games designed to frighten you. You may be laughing at the thought of that, like, come on, really? This game was scary? But to little 5-year-old me, yeah. The game holds up surprisingly well, and was a blast to get back into for this Halloween season. At risk of sounding cliche, this game oozes atmosphere and never fails to set the mood for a gloomy October night, in no small part thanks to the wonderful art design and music. This game found a great balance between surreal and cartoonish that fits so perfectly, although in my opinion, is sadly lost in the later games. Keeping it simplistic and small does a lot for the feel of the mansion as it's slowly opened up around you, and you explore new sections. Luigi's Mansion surprisingly has a lot in common with a game I plan to talk about later this month, Batman Arkham Asylum, both focusing in on a specific, smaller setting that open up in a Metroidvania-like way, along with the backtracking, of course. It's no wonder that both are favorites of mine. This game does do one thing very differently though. It's boss fights. Within the mansion there exist numerous portrait ghosts that Luigi is tasked with returning to their paintings. Each one is a miniature puzzle that you need to solve in order to reveal the ghost and make it vulnerable. Some feature more involved fights, like the baby, Chauncey, for instance. While they aren't particularly incredible on their own, I really appreciate what these bring to the game. Can I talk about the music and sound design? It's probably what I remember most about the game, and above all else, it's ridiculous how easily the little jingles and sound effects bring me back to playing this game for the first time. It's honestly wonderful. Something I almost failed to mention was a very well-known creepy glitch that occurs a little later on in the game. In the original GameCube version of the game only, due to a bug with the lighting, when Luigi picks up a phone within the telephone room, for a split second as lightning strikes you can see his shadow cast on the wall. The camera is brought in close while you interact with the phone, so the position of the shadow makes it appear as if Luigi is hanging from the ceiling. I've seen this brought up as an Easter egg in the game, but it's definitely not intended, as it was fixed with the updated lighting engine in the 3DS release of the game. Another thing I find a bit more interesting that I've seen brought up significantly less are the weird noises found in a few songs in the game. A mix of strange samples and reversed sound effects can be heard within some tracks. For instance, here's a section of the Toad theme. And then again in the gallery theme. Did you hear it? I never noticed these playing through the game prior to hearing about it, so it's no surprise that it's much less talked about. But I bet these would have freaked me out when I was younger. Anyway, I implore you to check out the game if you haven't already. Or if you have in the past, just not recently. Nintendo did an outstanding job translating something horror adjacent into their family-friendly style, and I couldn't recommend this game more for this time of year.